Good evening, everybody. I'm back for some UFC. Sorry it's late. I also apologize for not doing one last week. Just been very hectic getting ready for a big vacation and stuff. Um, but this week, we got UFC Fight Night in Australia. It starts at 4 a.m. Yeah, so it's super late getting this out. Only going to have a few hours. Um, at the end, also tune in. I've got two plays for PFL. It's at the PFL card's actually a pretty strong card this week. So yeah, and there's a couple parlays that I don't mind either that I'll probably end up giving out at some point too. Because that doesn't start till like 6:30 or 7 o'clock Saturday evening, where UFC starting at 4 a.m. It'll be over with by 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. You can go do whatever you got to do, take a nap, whatever. Then go watch UFC or go watch PFL in the evening. But let's get right into this. Fight number one, Marfan versus Steele. This is one of three fights I think that's projected to go the distance. Um, and the distance is all on the Marfan side. Uh, he's probably Well, I'm not sure. I think he's gonna try and grapple, but Steele's the one that has the first round knockout power. I don't I don't think he gets it though. I'm actually gonna I actually lean towards the dog on this one. I think he's a decent sized dog too, like maybe a plus 160 range. Um, I like Marfan to actually uh, be a dog. I mean, Marfan's never been finished, I don't think. So I like this to go long. Um, and I actually lean on the Marfan side. And I am going to be using the over in this in some capacity. And I will pull that up at the end. Second fight is McCalla versus Garimbo. I don't really have a strong take either way on this, other than Garimbo is live to win. But I also feel like if he does win, it's going to be through grappling. So you might want to look at his takedown prop. I kind of looked for props for like significant strike and takedown props of the early prelim cards, and I couldn't find any yet because there was a couple I wanted to possibly target, and I just wasn't able to because they just weren't out yet. I don't know if they're gonna come out like later on tonight or maybe not at all. Um, so I actually do like this fight to go a little bit longer too. I didn't play it, but the the over 2.5 at even money is I think it might have some sneaky value. Um, so I do lean Garimbo, but it's a stay away for me. I'm just gonna hopefully I actually wake up to watch that one. I'm not sure if I will, but because that one's probably gonna kick off around 4:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. And then the third fight of the night is Johnson versus Schultz. I, I don't even know why Johnson's in getting this shot, other than I'm assuming he must be from Australia or that neck of the woods. This is his UFC debut. Um, I mean, but then again, Wes Schultz he's not very good either. But I don't think that Wes Schultz should be a plus 130 underdog. It has come down a little bit. Um, I actually like Schultz to get some grappling going. I don't really think Johnson's a grappler, even though he does have a couple submission wins. I just don't think that that's going to be his pathway to victory versus Schultz. So once again, this is going to be a lean for me. It's a no play, but I like Schultz on the money line actually, and probably more than likely Schultz by submission would be a nice little play. And then we got Thickness versus Morales. This is another one where I think Morales is going to have to grapple. I do lean Thickness to get the job done though. Um, I don't think Morales is very good. These middle fights right here, these last three, including this one, like the level of competition is not very good. They aren't really that good of fighters. Um, I'm gonna lean thickness, but I could definitely see Morales getting a submission. Um, but I'm gonna lean on the Morales side, or I mean on the thickness side. Sorry. And then Malkoon versus Mershart. This is one of those fights where I would have played the under on takedowns on the Malkoon side if it was available, and it would be 100% me taking a shot that Malkoon feels like he could just strike with Mershart and knock him out. I would take Malkoon, but he's like a minus 1,000. Um, you know, I would like to say by knockout, but the second you say that, he'll grapple with him and get a submission. So I'm gonna just stick with inside the distance, but I'm not playing anything because the line is gross and it's just not playable. But I do like Malkoon to get the win in this fight. Now we're starting our streak of fights that should be bangers and they shouldn't last very long, and we should start seeing some knockouts coming. We got Junior Tafa versus Christian. Um, they're not great fighters. Normally I would fade Tafa, but in this situation I actually like him. I like him to stuff the takedowns and keep this fight standing. I like Junior Tafa to get a knockout in this fight. Um, but I will say this: if Christian's able to get a takedown, it's probably going to be a wrap. Um, so hopefully he doesn't, or hopefully Junior Tafa's able to get back up. Tafa's got good hands, good power. I like him to get a knockout in this fight. And then we got Ralston versus Brychek. This is another one where I think Ralston's going to get a knockout. Um, he's actually pretty playable on the money line too. If you like that, minus 170. I'm not playing it because I'm going to take it a little bit easier this week, and there's other plays that I just like a lot more. So I'm going to take Ralston by knockout. The next one's one that I like. Tuivasa versus Sutherland. I personally don't think Sutherland's very good. I think he's just a straight up brawler. I think he's going to try and brawl. Then if his brawling's not going good, he's going to try basically a football tackle. And if he doesn't get that, by the end of the first round, he's going to be gassed. And even if he does get a takedown on Tuivasa, I still don't see him finishing him. And I see him being the one that gasses out faster than Tafa does, or faster than Tuivasa does. So I like Tuivasa on the money line. Granted, it is a minus 200, and he has lost 6 in a row. But I'm going to play this Tuivasa KO minus 120. I was hoping for a little bit better of a number, but it is what it is. I might try and get creative and maybe do it under 2.5 rounds or 1.5 rounds and see if it makes it anywhere near even money. So I played that. I do like Tuivasa. And then I like this next fight too. Another one that I think is going to end by a KO. Gaziev versus Pericic. I think we're getting a good line on Pericic right now. He's now up to a plus 100 on DraftKings. So there's been a lot of love on the Gaziev side. If you do like Gaziev, then you probably like him to get a takedown. I mean, he could get a knockout, but I think his pathway to victory is definitely a takedown. But I'm going to be going with Pericic. I think he's got good hands. I think he's going to get a knockout in the first round. I like Pericic just Just play the money line. It's a plus 100. His KO prop on DraftKings was the worst line. His KO prop was a minus 120. So you'd be foolish to play that over a plus 100 money line. It must have just moved to plus 100 and just hadn't had a chance to adjust the others. So I like that. And then this late added fight that I don't know anything about either fighter, Rahiki versus Schmid. All I know is Schmid's 4-2, and he's from maybe Valenzuela area or something, or New Zealand, and his competition wasn't very good. So I think they basically found Rahiki a fight against somebody in that neck of the woods, because this fight was just added like two days ago. So I think they just went the cheap route and found somebody that was already pretty close to Australia, where it wouldn't be that hard to get them there, and said basically, here you go. So I like Rahiki by knockout. He's a minus 700 though. Maybe something good to play would be the Prates and this fight here to end by knockout. You know, you could parlay those two together, probably get close to even money. Then we got Elliott versus Ursag, and this is one where some questions are coming up on the line because it's moved a lot. Personally, I think Ursag was just too wide of a favorite at opening. He opened up pretty close to a minus 500. He's now down to like a minus 275, maybe something like that. I'm not sure what I think of this fight. I mean, to be quite honest, I mean, I've always liked Ursag a lot. I think Elliott's going to have to grapple. Well, they're both probably going to end up grappling. I would guess that I still lean like Elliott plus 3.5, and if you could find an Elliott plus 200, I don't mind taking a stab at that. But I still think Ursag squeaks out a decision win. I think it's going to go all 3 rounds. I think maybe fight to end by unanimous decision isn't a bad look. That's a minus 110. I mean, this is one where, man, I could see either fighter winning it. So I think you got to go with the one that has the plus next to their name. And then the next fight is going to be Dariush versus Salkilled. I think Dariush is washed, to be honest. He's getting up there in age. I like Salkilled a lot here. I like him inside the distance, probably by knockout. He's also a decent size favorite, minus 375. I'm not going to play anything in this one, though. But I do like Salkilled to get the win. And then our main event, I've gone back and forth on this one a lot. I could see either fighter winning. But I will say this, if Prates wins, I think it's by knockout. So I think it's either Prates KO or JDM, more than likely by decision. I'm playing the over 3.5 rounds at a minus 106. I forgot to do a little graph for that one, though. I do have it on my sheet at the end, though. I'm also going to put a sprinkle on fight to go the distance, plus 180. So I am leaning towards the JDM side because I like his significant strikes also. I think he's going to be the more active striker. He's going to be that more high volume striker. Prates is going to be more calculated and technical, and way more patient. which also could mean JDM is liable to, try and make the fight ugly and if JDM makes a mistake, it'll be over. It'll be a Prates knockout. So I'm still gonna, man, I really want to flip to Prates, but I've got the over 3.5. So I still like the over. I'm still gonna play the over. I already played it, so I'm still gonna play it. I've already played it on FanDuel minus 106, and I pulled the trigger on there because I thought it was the best line I saw, and I thought maybe it would go down, but it hasn't yet. So I like the over. I'm going to pull up one other thing on the PFL before I go into my final UFC plays and pull up my sheets. So I've got 2 PFL plays I'm going to give out. One of them is a small sprinkle, maybe, $10, and the other one's a money line that I really like a lot. And then we'll talk about them. I got Cheyenne Bowers money line plus 260. Man, it's escaping my mind right now on who she's even fighting. Gosh darn it. Let me see if I can find it real fast. Oh, gosh, how did that? Sabrina De Sosa. She's an up and coming fighter in the PFL also. So Bowers is coming over from the LFA. I really thought the UFC was going to sign her, and she fought, I believe it was Shannon Clark in her last fight in the LFA, and I'm almost thinking she lost it, but I thought she won. Bowers, she's not a great striker. She's a really good grappler, though. She's got really good submissions, too. So I think at a plus 260, she's worth a dabble. I don't think she should be a plus 260. I think she gets it to the mat and has some pretty good success there. I think she's live for the win. And then the other one is Renan Ferreira, plus 102. He's going up against Sergey Belosteni. Now Ferreira's only losses are to basically the best 2 heavyweights outside of the UFC. Nagano, and I can't remember the other guy's name. Dang it. But Ferreira's going to have like a 7 or 8 inch reach advantage, and I think he gets a knockout. I think he catches Belostini coming in, and I think he ends up getting a first or second round KO. So I like Ferreira on the money line. So those are my 2 added plays for PFL that I liked. And then let's pull up some of my there we go. Here's a couple parlays that I put together. See if I can try to make it bigger. There we go. So I've got a most significant strike parlay that I liked. I'm going with Tuivasa and JDM. Most significant strikes is a plus 101. I just want to check real quick to see if they added the one add-on fight yet. And if they did, I might add it on and just he's not on the main card anymore. I thought the Rahiki fight was good. Oh, there it is. Yeah, they never added on. They don't have any strikes available for the Rahiki card. So Tuivasa and JDM, most of good strikes, plus 101. Then I've got Elliott and Ursag, Marfan and Steele, and JDM and Prates. All over 1.5 rounds. Oh, that's a minus 112. Sorry. I don't know what happened. And then I thought I added it, but it's not here. I had a Tafa and Tuivasa parlay on the money line, which was a plus 110. And then we got, yeah, this isn't right. Wow. So a lot of this stuff for some reason did not come out. For I don't know why. I don't know what happened. When I typed it out, it's missing because I had a third play there and it's not there. The T is there, but that's it. So I've got Prates and JDM over 3.5 rounds minus 106. Sprinkle on fight to go the distance plus 180. Prates plus 100. And then the third one was the Tuivasa KO at minus 120, which I already talked about that and showed it anyways. So it doesn't, I mean, we don't need to see it anyways. But those are my plays for UFC Fight Night Australia, and then also the added play for the PFL. I hope everyone enjoyed the video. Please hit the like. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, please. And I'll see you next week for UFC 328, I believe. I hope everyone has a great weekend, and let's cash some tickets together.